Thank you so much. Dear journalists, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to the German people, the German government, and all German politicians who continue to support Ukraine in our fight for freedom and for independence. Our visit began with a joint opening of the Ukrainian-German Business Forum together with Chancellor Olaf Scholz. We see significant interest from German companies for investment in Ukraine, and we offer the German private sector unique opportunities to participate in the reconstruction of our country. German policymakers and businesses understand that Ukraine and Europe are closely linked. This is why we have such an intensive agenda with our German partners. Our discussions with Chancellor Scholz focused first and foremost on how to achieve just and lasting peace, a peace that Ukraine and Europe desire, but Russia and Putin do not want. I emphasized that the only path to peace is through our unity, strength, and security. Security starts with NATO. Ukraine's membership in NATO is the only effective measure to prevent future acts of aggression, even if we will not join NATO tomorrow, but we need bold political decisions and clear membership frameworks. An invitation for Ukraine to join NATO must be extended as soon as possible. The second pillar of peace is strength. First of all, we are talking about strength of Ukraine's and Europe's defense industries. Europe has awakened from a long sleep, realizing that it can produce only a few months' worth of military equipment and arms for a war like the one we are experiencing in Ukraine. At last year's business forum, I presented Chancellor Scholz with a symbolic plate marking the creation of our first joint defense company, Rheinmetall Ukrainian Defense Industries. Today, this enterprise is fully operational, with nearly 10 repaired German Marders already delivered from its production line. During his last visit to Kyiv, Chancellor Scholz had the opportunity to see joint Ukrainian and Ukrainian-German drone manufacturing projects. German drones from Quantum Systems are now being produced in Ukraine. Our drone production capacity has reached millions of units annually, and we can significantly scale up the production of other types of weaponry. However, this requires additional funding. We have called on the German government to join the funding program for Ukraine's defense industry. Denmark, the EU, the United Kingdom, Norway, Lithuania, Sweden, and Canada are investing hundreds of millions of euros in Ukraine's defense industry. We believe this would be a strategic investment for Germany as well. Specifically, we are discussing German investments in Ukrainian drones and long-range missiles. To fully use our production capacity, we require 820 million euros. Chancellor Scholz and I also discussed strengthening Ukraine's air defense. Germany has been a leader in this area. The delivery of German Iris-T air defense systems and Patriot batteries has demonstrated through partnership saving thousands of Ukrainian lives and protecting our energy infrastructure, as well as German investment in Ukraine. It is essential for Germany's leadership to continue so that we can secure all our cities from Russian missile and drone attacks. We deeply value Germany's military support, which has exceeded 12 billion euros since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion. At the same time, the German people support greater military aid to Ukraine. I urged Chancellor Scholz to increase Ukraine's defense support next year. These measures are directly tied to the national security not only of Ukraine but also of Germany and all the Europe. During my recent meetings with Vice Chancellor Robert Habeck and leader of the CDU CSU Bundestag group Friedrich Merz, I also discussed security issues for Ukraine and for Europe. We have full understanding and support from all our German partners. Another key topic in our discussions with Chancellor Scholz was Ukraine's accession to the EU. First, we urge all to see Ukraine's integration into the EU and NATO as a unified objective. Second, we count on Germany's continued political and advisory support during the EU accession negotiations. We expect the European Council to approve the opening of the first negotiation cluster at the beginning of the 2025. I also thank Chancellor Scholz for Germany's significant role in the G7 decision to allocate $50 billion to Ukraine from the profits of frozen Russian assets. We hope to receive these funds as soon as possible, as they will help our government to cover essential social and defense needs. It is crucial that these funds taken from frozen Russian assets must be on top of the existing support from Germany, from the EU and other partners, but not replace it. Ukraine and Germany share an ambitious agenda for cooperation across all sectors. We place special emphasis on cooperation in the energy sector. This autumn, the German government announced an additional €235 million to support the restoration of Ukraine's energy system. We are also working with German companies on supplying equipment from German thermal power plants. As I mentioned earlier, unity between Ukraine and our allies is a defining factor for restoring peace. In Ukraine, we have established the Ministry of National Unity of Ukraine to engage with Ukrainians abroad, including in Germany. Today, our delegation includes Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Unity, Alexei Chernyshev. This is also a significant part of our discussions with German partners. Finally, I want to express gratitude to the 199 German companies that have already excited or in the process of exciting the Russian market, as they are no longer co-financing Russia's aggression and terror against Ukraine. Thank you so much, dear colleagues and partners, dear businessmen. The Russian economy is the weakest link in Putin's regime, and we must continue to apply pressure on it. Together we can stop the aggressor and bring peace back to the European continent. To do this, we need bold and historic decisions from our partners. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm ready to answer the questions.
Dear colleagues, rise up your hands, please, if you have a question. Your question, please.
Thank you very much for taking my question. ARD, German TV, Dina from Osten is my name. Chancellor Scholz has started the process today for snap elections in Germany. We have in France without government, in the United States change of government soon. How difficult is for Ukraine the situation at the moment with regard to these changing governments in several supporting countries?
Ukraine is fighting for our lives, for our freedom, for our homes, families, so we will continue our fight. We protect ourselves, we protect European values and European borders, so we have no choice. We need to continue to protect ourselves. We are preparing for political shaking, for political changes, for political crises, but we understand that we have a unity amongst European societies and in United States society. We have support from parliaments, we have support from governments. We absolutely rely on European Union, we rely on Germany, and we understand that all German partners, all political parties in Germany supports fight of Ukraine against Russian aggression. So we count that we will have this support, and we understand that we have financial and military support for the next 2025. Volumes of this support will be discussed in the next year, but we understand that first 4 billions euro for military support are approved in federal budget, We understand that support of social needs of Ukrainians here in Germany for the next year are approved. And we understand that we have bipartisan support from United States. President Zelensky, President of Ukraine, have very good conversations with Donald Trump 2 times, and this dialogue is continuing. We also have good and strong and very clear relations with France, Italy, United Kingdom, with all European partners, with Denmark. So we hope that this support and understanding of crucial needs supporting Ukraine among European partners is absolutely clear, absolutely sustainable, and we count on such kind of support. The situation on the battlefield, on the ground, is difficult, but we have obstacles when we will continue fight while Russians will not be ready to negotiate on the diplomatic table. So there is no other way. So we have a courage, we have a weaponry, we have support, finances. We will continue protect ourselves and Europe.
Thank you. Your question, please.
Yeah, Michael Fischer, Deutsche Welle. You are currently fighting a battle with, of course, a view of the 20th of January when we'll see Donald Trump come into office for a second time. What kind of political leadership do you expect from Europe and specifically from Germany at that moment in time, and how much of a turning point do you expect the 20th of January to be?
Thank you for this question. Partially I answer this question, but I will repeat. So we count on Germany, we count on European Union. We are absolutely grateful to German government, personally to Chancellor Scholz for this support which we have in air defense, because it's one of the biggest packages. Patriots, IRST, it saves thousands of lives and civilian infrastructure. We have military support in huge amount, about 12 billion euros of military support. We have political support from Germany and European Union. Support in energy sphere. Germany have made its contribution into the European Energy Fund, what help us survive the most difficult in energy and heating sense winter during this full-scale aggression. We understand that after January 20th, United States will continue bipartisan and political support because of society of United States would like to support Ukraine in our fight for civilized values, for European values. We absolutely sure that we will have good cooperation with Donald Trump in future after January 20th. I may repeat that President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, have had 2 very good conversations with Donald Trump, very promising and optimistic conversations. And idea of Donald Trump, peace through the power, peace through the strengthening of Ukraine, is a good idea, is in line with our policy, with our view. So we hope that this policy will be implemented together with Ukraine as a victim of unprovoked Russian aggression. So we have an optimism. We will work hard with our American friends and with our European partners and friends to win this war.
Thank you. And the next question. Yes, Ukrainian TV 1+1, please.
Добрий день.
Бачу вас.
Ви говорили про те, що жодна німецька фірма не залишила український ринок, а наскільки за ці вже майже 3 роки вони наважуються заходити, нові фірми заходити, і які основні у них ризики, тобто що зупиняє?
Отже, дійсно за час повномасштабного вторгнення жоден німецький бізнес не вийшов з України. І ми насправді це цінуємо і вдячні, тому що це бізнес, який сплачує податки в український бюджет, це бізнес, який утримує робочі місця, так важливі для українців сьогодні. Деякий бізнес навіть розширяється. На жаль, за цей період не було нових великих інвестицій від німецького бізнесу, але були засновані спільні підприємства з німецькими, особливо військовими підприємствами. Як я вже згадував, Rheinmetall зайшов у спільне підприємство з нашою українською оборонною промисловістю. Інші німецькі підприємства в сфері розробки і виробництва військової техніки озброєння також присутні в Україні в спільних підприємствах, нарощують свої виробничі потужності, здійснюють інвестиції. Дуже важливо, що нас почув німецький уряд і запровадив програму підтримки і гарантування військових ризиків. І вже 53 таких проекти страхування були профінансовані, запущені. І, власне, це то, чого просив бізнес. Це захист німецьких інвестицій в Україні. Це те, що сприяє, власне, залишенню німецького бізнесу у нас в Україні, незважаючи на війну. Дуже важливу роль відіграє, звісно ж, ППО, протиповітряний захист, тому що ми захищаємо не лише енергетичну інфраструктуру і цивільні об'єкти, це також захист, власне, німецьких інвестицій. Там, де це можливо, тими потужностями, які ми маємо, але Німеччина дійсно зробила визначний внесок в нашу протиповітряну оборону, і установки комплекси IRIS-T, і німецькі Петріоти, третину з яких Німеччина від своєї кількості передала Україні, і це дійсно такий визначний внесок, і це дійсно дуже гарний приклад для інших держав, як підтримувати протиповітряну оборону в Україні. Ми вдячні за це, цінуємо це, і, власне, це ті фактори, які впливають. Ну, безумовно, ми співпрацюємо, ведемо постійний діалог з німецьким бізнесом. Ось цей вже 7-й німецько-український бізнес-форум, який відбувається сьогодні. Це також елемент нашої співпраці, він викликає величезний інтерес німецького бізнесу, він викликає інтерес українського бізнесу для співпраці, це хороший майданчик, але це один з елементів, насправді, зустрічей і на рівні посольств, урядів дуже багато протягом року. Важливо, що цей майданчик став тим елементом, де канцлер Шольц з високої трибуни оголосив, що в Україну потрібно інвестувати сьогодні, тому що завтра Україна буде членом Європейського Союзу. Для мене це абсолютно кристально ясний меседж від голови уряду Німеччини, який він дав німецькому бізнесу і дав європейському бізнесу. Я за це дякую окремо канцлеру і, звісно ж, німецькому бізнесу, який сьогодні доводить, що в Україні можна ефективно працювати, незважаючи на повномасштабну війну.
Thank you. And your question, please.
Jonas Junak, Süddeutsche Zeitung. Last week, Chancellor Scholz said that there's going to be a new Ukrainian authority in Germany that will help Ukrainians in Germany to find a job or to get back to their home country. Can you elaborate on that?
Thank you so much for your question. Actually, I mentioned that today our delegation include a new one, Vice Prime Minister, Minister of National Unity. Actually, the main goal of this new ministry is to unite all the Ukrainians. As we know, 7.5 million of Ukrainians are abroad as refugees. So we need to coordinate all of these Ukrainians, including Germany, where we know that 1.3 million Ukrainians are staying now as refugees. Some of them are working, some of them are on social support from the government. And actually we discussed today creation of the mutual joint infrastructure combining German authorities and representation of new one Ministry of National Unity here in Berlin, maybe in other cities of Germany, for mutual coordination of this quantity of Ukrainians here in Germany. We are interested to bring back all these Ukrainians to Ukraine. The main factor which is influencing on the mind of Ukrainians is security issue. So they are waiting when the war will finish. But many of them are already coming back into Ukraine even now. So we should create these conditions together, Ukrainian authorities, German authorities, maybe authorities in Poland, in Czech Republic, to bring back as many Ukrainians as possible on the good conditions, on the security conditions, and to create conditions for normalization of the daily staying these Ukrainians here in Germany, and later normalization they're bringing back into Ukraine. So we will cooperate and we will work together on this issue.
Thank you. And the last question, Jörg, please.
Hi, Jacqueline Göbel. I'm a freelance journalist for Wirtschaftswoche, and I wanted to ask, there's a lot of voices now in Europe, also in Germany, that are kind of thinking about if it's possible to kind of freeze this war. They want to freeze this front line, somehow create this situation. And what do you think of that? Would be my first question. What do you answer those voices? And the second part would be, what would that mean for the Ukrainian economy?
Since 2014, we have 10 years experience of freezing front line, and Russians always use it for the repowering of their forces and next steps of their aggression. So we are sure that just freezing of the front line, in this sense which you asked me, will lead to the next step of aggression after some months or years. In some period, Russians will be much better prepared, and this aggression will not stop just on Ukrainian territory, because they will count on their mistakes. They now have better experience, they have better technologies, they use much more intelligent approaches. So we understand that just freezing of the front line will lead to the next much more dramatic aggression from the Russian side. So freezing of the front line is not in interest of Ukraine, and the most is not interest of European Union. Because of this, we are talking about a long-term, just peace on the conditions of Ukraine and European Union, and Ukraine as a victim should participate in all negotiations, and German authorities, German politics always emphasize that nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. So it's crucially important to include Ukraine into the all discussions about how to stop this war. So we are not interested in freezing of the conflict. We are interested, we are the most interested into the finishing of this war, on the rules of the UN Charter, on the rules of the international legislation, on the rules of the long and just peace. And Russia as aggressor should pay and should stop this aggression. And this is the main idea which we are discussing and which we are promoting among our partners. And there is no other way how to bring global security order to the previous conditions. Not just in Europe, but all around the world. And second part,
What the situation means for the Ukrainian economy.
so today Chancellor Scholz noted that Ukrainian economy, with support of Germany, with support of European Union, is increasing despite the full-scale aggression. If in the first year we lost 30% of our GDP and 30% of our economy, so last year we have increasing of our GDP 3%. This year we also have, I believe, and I'm sure that we will have not bad results, not worse than 2023. So our economy is working. Black Sea is deblocked, so we increase our export capacities in food products, in agricultural products, in other products which we export through the sea corridor. We also cooperate, and solidarity lanes in European Union supports our exporters and our economy. We find new solution, and our defense industry sector is increasing dramatically in 6 times year to year, and we believe that it will increase even more, creating joint ventures and producing more modern, high technological equipment for protection of our country and European borders. So all of these factors let our economy to stay more or less sustainable. In macroeconomical sense, we cooperate with IMF, with World Bank, with European Investment Bank, so with even with all international financial organizations which support our macro-financial stability. We have Ukraine Facility Instrument from European Commission, which is absolutely crucial factor for our macro-financial support. So all of these factors, work of business in Ukraine, work of German business in Ukraine, macro-financial support from financial partners and from European Union, from United States, all of these factors support our economy and let us to be more or less sustainable despite the war. So this is not the argument that our economy will suffer if the war will continue. We may lose much more than just Ukrainian economy if this war will not finish on the long-term and justice peace conditions. So this is very important to stop this war and to bring Russia to responsibility and reimburse by the Russian cost all the losses and damages. Thank you so much.
Dear colleagues, thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. We'll win together. Thank you.